Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. In today's video we're going to be getting ready. I did a little question thing on Instagram on my story and I just asked everyone what they struggled with their makeup. So I'm going to try my best and give you guys some advice. So in today's video I'm going to start with base and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible foundation, and then I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. I've never tried this concealer before, so I'm going to kind of give my first impressions on it as well in this video. I've got a mixture of everything today and I'm just going to buff it in with a Peaches and Cream PC19 brush. So I've had a few people say that they struggle with foundation creasing. So what I would suggest with this is just do light layers. So I would say definitely set with powder. I would probably use like a loose powder and like press it into the skin with a beauty blender. You don't have to like bake and let it sit there for ages, but I would just say like press it into the skin and just make sure it's like not heavily powdered but quite powdered, so then you know it's not going to move around. So another person has said that they struggle with getting their base to look more smooth and not be flaky. So I think with this that's more kind of skincare focused. So what I would suggest is kind of making sure that you're definitely exfoliated before you do your makeup, and I would say moisturise as well. I would just say make sure you find a good exfoliator. I personally prefer chemical exfoliators rather than like the scrubby ones. I just think they're a bit more gentler on your skin. Try and moisturise a little bit before you do your makeup, so then it's like sunken into the skin and it's just like ready for your foundation. So someone said that they struggle with covering pores. So with trying to cover pores, I'd say again that's quite skincare based, so I would just try and keep on top of your skincare. There's different types of face masks and serums and things like that can help with your skin texture. So I've got this face mask from Revolution Skincare and it is Pore Refining Peel Mask, and it's a peel off mask and it's really good. It actually really works to shrink your pores because I have quite large pores around here. So it's just in a black tube. I think I got this off Beauty Bay and I think it was like £6, and that mask actually works. And maybe use a pore filling primer. I don't personally use primers, but I think there's an e.l.f. one that's supposed to be quite good. It's like I'm not too sure what it's called, but if you look on like Boots or Superdrug, or if you just search e.l.f. primers, look for the one that's the pore filling primer. So now that foundation's all blended out, I'm just going to go in with a concealer, and I've got the shade Fair Beige. And I'm just going to blend this out with my Unicorn Cosmetics Beauty Egg. If you want to get anything from Unicorn Cosmetics, I have a discount code. It is BRIT10 and I can put it on the screen somewhere now and it will save you money on your purchases. I really like that concealer. It's got really nice coverage and I think the colour is really nice as well. So if you're my skin tone or close to it and you're quite pale, I would say Fair Beige is the one. I'm just going to go ahead and set it with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder, and this is the shade Butter. This powder smells so good. I can't quite place what it smells like. It smells so nice. I'm just setting everywhere that concealer was. So someone has said that they struggle with not looking dewy when they've set with powder and it doesn't sit well on their skin. All I would suggest for that is to spray with a dewy setting spray once you've powdered. I think that can help kind of like melt it all in together. I've got the Morphe and Jeffree Star setting mist, and that's really like not dewy, but it feels like your skin's really like hydrated and it helps melt the powder into your foundation while obviously still being set, and it does kind of give you a bit of a dewier vibe. But I quite like a matte finish, so I don't always go in with it, but yeah, it's quite good, so I do suggest that. If you don't like Jeffree Star, just get the normal one. NYX do some really good setting sprays as well. I use the matte one, but there is a dewy one. So a couple of people have said they want to know how to make their base more longer lasting. So I personally heavily powder because I get quite oily. Someone else said that they have oily skin and they want to know how to make it not crack and not break up. That could be the foundation you're using and powder and a combination of different things. So I would say use more powder in the areas that you get oilier. So I obviously press the loose powder into my T-zone where I put my concealer, which is where I got oilier, and then I will go in with my pressed powder and set the rest of my face. But when I'm setting the rest of my face, I also go over the areas that I have set with the loose powder. If you are on the drier side, I'd say use a lot of setting spray, just because like I said, that can make you more dewy but also keep you set. So I'd say powder, not too heavily, and then use a lot of setting spray, and just look for more longer lasting products, to be honest. So for bronzer, I'm going to mix my Anastasia Rosewood bronzer because it's quite deep, and I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, the light one, just to kind of blend the edges of that out. So a lot of people have said they struggle with bronzer. So with this, I would say just use a little amount. I'd say find one that's quite light, nothing too harsh to begin with, just so you can kind of practice and you can't go too heavy if it's really light. And obviously you can build it up if you want to, but I'd say have a look for the right brush. I kind of use this fluffy brush like this, and I kind of like tap it into the skin. So I'm just going in with that lighter bronzer now. Not all over the skin, but just kind of all over the skin. The kind of look I'm going for today is inspired by Itslikelymakeup, Jordi, just because I was watching rawbeautykristi's video, I don't know when it was from, quite a recent one I think, and she was doing like a peachy purpley look inspired by her, so I needed to do it. So I'm back. You wouldn't go anywhere, but for me, I've been everywhere. So my car was in the garage and it's just all fixed now, so I've got it back. So I just had to run out the house like this. No eyebrows, no lips, no eyes. So sorry if I look a bit different, obviously I've been gone for quite some time now, but let's get back into it, eh? So next is blush, and I'm going to be using two of my blush trios from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm going to use Pool Party and Peachy Love. I'm just going to be using Cash from Pool Party, so like this one here, and then for the peachy one I'm going to be using Miami, so more like orangey one, maybe a little bit of the red one, which is ginger. So I'm going to use my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06 for one, and then the other colour I'm going to use my Unicorn Cosmetics 084 brush. I only just realised that these actually have numbers on them. Crazy. So I think I'm going to use the Morphe one for the more orangey one, and because it's quite big, it's just dipping into both. I'm just going to like messily apply it, and I'm going to apply it pretty much everywhere. And I'd actually really like to try the blush palettes from Itslikelymakeup's makeup line. I can't remember what it's called. Is it Itslikelymakeup? I can't remember. We're going to do like some dramatic bottom lashes and colourful lips. I'm just going to try and transform into Jordi today. I'm really inspired. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the pinkier shade. I'm just going to do this actually on the cheeks, a little bit on the nose. Just everywhere. So because we put it really like underneath my eyes, I'm just going to go back in with like no product and just kind of pat over that section just to kind of blend it. The forehead as well. So as you can see here, I have actually got creases, and I get them anyway, but obviously I've been running around, so they've developed over a bit of time. But it's because basically I've not really set this under here. But I'm doing like eyeshadow, so I'm going to put primer on it, so I don't want too much powder there anyway. So to prime my eyelids, I'm going to use my P. Louise base, and I'm not going to like carve out my eyebrows because I'm going to do more of a messier eyebrow. I've already got my foundation and concealer and all that all around my eyes, so I don't need to blend out as far as I usually do. So for eyeshadow, I'm just going to go in with the ABH and Norvina Volume 3 palette. Just love all the warm colourful tones. I'm first going to go in with the E3 shade, which is like the peachy shade. Just put that in the crease. I'm going to blend that into the front of my eyebrow. So I just thought I'd zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better. So I'm going to bring that out in like a winged out shape. Blending right into the eyebrow. So with a different fluffy brush, I'm just going to go into E4, which is the yellow shade, and blend the outer corners. And I'm going to blend that into my temples. So I'm taking another brush, and it's just the ABH one that goes in the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to dip into B3 and B4, so like the pinky shade and the purpley shade. So I've just went ahead and did this wing, and I'm gonna try my best to match it over here. Like I said, it takes a lot of practice and I still can't really get them even now. But I'm just using my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid eyeliner, and it's just like a little purple tube like this. So what I do first is I draw a line just here upwards, well, up and outwards kind of. That's the first part I do, and then I kind of connect it back. So start from the corner of my eye and go out. Not that even, but it doesn't matter. And then I'll just connect it. So I think this one's a little bit thicker than this one, so I'm just going to go and thicken this one as well, just get them even. But that's basically how I do my eyeliner. It is quite tricky, like you see I can't even get them even to this day, but you've just got to go back and forth and make one thicker, and that's just how life is. I've kind of evened up the eyeliner, I think. I just kind of straightened them out a bit more. So any little mistakes you make, eyelashes will cover it, so don't worry about it. What I'm going to do next is brows, and I've had so many people say that they have issues with doing the brows. All I would suggest is, for the people that have said you can't do brows because you've already got dark eyebrows, I would say use a product that's not got too much pigment, say like pomade. Don't use that because that's so thick and dark and you can really easily go too heavy with it. So I'd say maybe use like brow powders, and eyebrow gel is probably your best friend. So what I think I would do personally if I had dark eyebrows is I would use a clear brow gel, and I would brush all my hairs up, or whatever direction you want them to be in, and where you've got the little sparse areas, I'd get an eyebrow powder of whatever colour you want. I'd maybe go a shade lighter, or if you're going to go the same colour, just use a really light hand, and then just kind of shade the little hairs. If you don't want the hair stroke look, then I'd say use an eyebrow pencil. Again, set them in place with the eyebrow gel, and when there's any sparse areas, just lightly go in with the eyebrow pencil and draw in over the gaps. And then at the front, I would always fade, even if you're not doing the eyebrow strokes, just kind of use a spoolie and fade the ends. So that being said, I'm going to do my eyebrows next, and I'm going to use the Lime Crime Bushy Brow, and it is in the shade Baby Brown. I like to switch my hair up quite often, so I always go with like a light to medium cool toned brown, because I just think that'll go with most hair colours. So all I'm doing now is I'm just combing through my eyebrow hairs with this eyebrow gel, and I'm basically going to do what I just said about people who have dark hairs, so hopefully this will help. I've really been liking this eyebrow gel lately. It is quite expensive, but it actually really does hold them in place. A lot of eyebrow gels just don't, especially tinted ones, and the brush is so small it really gets like right into your eyebrow hairs. So I'm going to go in with my eyebrow powder, which is just the Anastasia Beverly Hills medium brown. This is what the brow powder looks like. So there's a darker one and a lighter one, and I just kind of dip my brush in between the middle of them, so to get like a mixed shade. So I use the 12 brush from Anastasia, and it is so tiny and thin. So like I said, I'm just mixing the two shades, the light and the dark, and then I'm just going to draw little eyebrow hairs. And then I draw little eyebrow hairs at the front because I feel like they're so far apart and I wish they were just a little bit closer together. So my eyebrows are mostly just done now. I'm going to go back in with another brow gel, which you don't need to do at all, but it's just something I like to do afterwards. It's just a clear one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'll just brush them up. That is how I do my eyebrows. They don't look very even, but my favourite lashes at the minute are Lengthy Lashes by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really need to get a new pair, but I literally have zero money, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any of them anytime soon. They're not that expensive actually, I think they're like 16 or 12 pounds, something like that, but I don't mind paying that because they last a long time. I'll just hold my lashes like this. This is the outer corner, and then here's my little tweezers, so I'll just hold it as far in as I can, and then you just place this straight onto your eye like that, and your lashes are on. So I use the Eye Lure lash glue, which I didn't realise. I thought it was duo, but it just is not. And it's like a little brushy on wand. I'm just going to wait for them to get a little bit tacky, so I just kind of fan them around like this, blow on them a little bit, wait maybe it's like 20 seconds. This is my mirror here. Kind of look down like this and stick them on. So try place them on now. So I'll place it in the middle and then I will just stick the outer corners on. So now they're on and they're dry, I'm just gonna squeeze the lash with mine, just so they stick together. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply the other one and I'll be back in a second. So I stuck my other eyelash on and I put some bottom eyelashes on as well. So the two longer ones here is just like a chunk of another eyelash where I've trimmed the outer corners to make them a bit smaller for my eye. That's just a leftover like little chunk, I've just kept it because I thought it'd be handy. And then the other little ones that are dotted in, those are the Tatty Lashes and Mitchell Underlashes, which are my absolute favourite bottom lashes. They are so amazing. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of my glue on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take one of the little chunks of eyelash. I'm taking the bigger half of the little chunk that I cut off of the actual eyelashes, if that makes sense. Again, just going to look down into my mirror. I'm going to put that right there on the outer corner. So just repeating that with the other little chunk, just dip that in the glue that's on the back of my hand. So next I'm just going to put a few of the Mitchell Underlashes in there. And so like the name of these lashes, you just put them under your natural lashes. So just to even it out, I'm going to put two more of the underlashes underneath these just to kind of get the root of them a bit thicker. So they do look a little bit crazy, but I feel like this is just what Jordi would do. So I've zoomed you guys back out for lips, and first off I'm going to go ahead with a lip liner, and I have got this one from MUA Cosmetics, and it's called Romance. It's just a pinky shade, and I'm wanting to go for like more of a brighter, pinkier lip today. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips and I'll show you exactly what I do. Somebody did ask how you could follow your lip line without getting a pointy cupid's bow, so I'm going to just draw my cupid's bow how I would and show you exactly how I do it. So what I'm going to do next is go in with a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade question mark because it's his first mystery box exclusive. It's just got the green lid. I think it was last year's summer collection mystery boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my lips with this. So I actually think I'm going to go for a glossy lip today. I'm going to go ahead with my girly lip gloss from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's like a pinky shade with glitters in there. So for highlight, I'm going to use my MAC Show Gold highlighter. It's broken, I don't know if you can see. And it's kind of like not stuck to the pan anymore, so I have to be really careful with it. I just apply that with my Anastasia A23 brush. So I'm just going to apply that kind of everywhere as well. I'm going to go over the top of that with my Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb 2 Hollow at Me, which is also a broken package, not the actual pan itself, but I can't explain, but the bottom thing just keeps coming off. I just go in with my finger and I'll just tap over where I've highlighted. So this is the finished look. So for everyone that replied to my little question thing on my Instagram story, thank you so much for replying. Thank you so much for giving me content. I really hope I helped you out. If you need any more advice, feel free to just message me or comment on this video and then I can help you out, or at least try to. I will link my socials down below, so don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Britmunmakeup, same as YouTube. If you want me to recreate some of your looks or turn into you, just let me know. Leave me a comment, send me a message, I will reply all the time. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!